Hey 8th graders, today we're going to do a 1.1, 1.2 review video. The whole purpose of these review videos is just to go over a couple of things that we didn't have time to do in our other lessons. So these examples are going to be, it's going to combine some background knowledge you have from last year and the stuff that we did in our other 1.1, 1.2 lessons. So it's a little bit new, but you should be able to understand everything from previous years. So make sure that right now you're watching this video and you also have your note sheet up so you can do both at the same time. So example 1 is solve 2 times 1 minus 5x plus 4 equals negative 8. Well, if we remember from yesterday, sometimes we're given a little bit bigger equations that we need to simplify first using order of operations before we actually solve the equation. So if you look right here, this is going to involve, we have this 2 and then we have this 1 minus 5x in parentheses. We're going to have to use a distributive property here. So if you don't remember, the distributive property says that I can take this 2, since 2 is multiplied by everything in that parentheses, I can multiply it by each individual thing, right? So 2 times 1, 2 times minus 5x. So I'm going to do that. So 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 5x is 10x. And then drop down that plus 4, and that should equal negative 8. I'm going to have you all stop here for 1 second. I want you to look at what I just did and let me know if I made a mistake in the short answer question that's going to pop up. I did make a mistake, and that would be right here. And this is the most common mistake I see students do. It's right here with this 10, I want to highlight. Right here with this 10x. So it's so easy when you do the distributive property to just think, oh, it's 2 times 5x and just see that right there. But really, it's this whole thing. So I usually, a lot of times when I'm actually look at things involving the distributive property, I write that 2 times 1 minus 5x. I just rewrite it as 2 times 1 plus a negative 5x. That way, because remember, plus a negative is the same as a minus, that way I remember that I need 2 times by that minus 5x. So instead of 2 times 5x, I'm going to do 2 times a minus 5x, which is negative 10x. I'm going to just put my little negative sign right there. Next thing, I'm going to see if I can find any like terms that I can combine, because right now I have 3 terms, and so far we've only really been working with equations with 2 terms. So let's see, I have variables that I highlighted in green. Here are some constants. Oh, I don't want it in green. Here, constant in blue, constant in blue. So I'm going to combine those, but first I'm going to rearrange them. So because of the commutative property of addition, I can flip-flop the spots of those. So that's the same as 2 plus 4 plus negative 10x equals negative 8. And then I can combine those like terms. 2 plus 4 is 6 plus that negative 10x. Negative 8. Now it's time to solve this equation. First of all, who is my best friend for x? My best friend is going to be 10. He's going to stay with x the longest, they're the closest. Now I want to keep negative 10 around the longest, so I'm going to get rid of that 6 first. It's a positive 6, so to get rid of a positive 6, I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides. Remember, that's the addition property of equality. Those cancel out, so I'm left with a negative 10x on my left. And negative 8 minus 6 is, let's see, negative 14. Then I'm going to, get rid of that negative 10, my best friend now. Negative 10, so it's a times negative 10, so I'm going to divide by negative 10 on both sides to get rid of it. And on my left, I'm left with x. On my right, I'm left with 1.4. And again, if you didn't quite know what this is, you could use a calculator or you could do some long division to figure that out. So, and remember, it's always important, let's see, we're going to circle that answer. It's always important to check that answer. So I'm going to go back to the original and plug in 1.4 for x. So 2 times 1 minus 5 times 1.4 plus 4. We want to check if that equals negative 8. Well, I get to use some order of operations here, a nice good review. So we're going to do parentheses first. Remember, PEMDAS, parentheses. So 2 times, in my parentheses, the first thing I'm going to do is my multiplication, because multiplication comes before addition, or subtraction, PEMDAS. So 2 times 1 minus, well, 5 times 1.4. Let's see. You could do this on your calculator. I'm just going to do this up here. Oh, I don't want to set it up that way. I want to set it up there. Let's see. 5 times 0.4 is 2. 5 times 1 is 5, plus that 2 is 7. And again, I just did that quickly. You could use a calculator. You could do it out by hand too if you wanted to. So next, I'm going to finish off the parentheses. 1 minus 7 is negative 6 plus 4. Well, now multiplication comes before addition. 2 times negative 6 is negative 12 plus 4. That's negative 8, which is what I wanted. Awesome. One more example before I let you all loose. What value of k makes the equation k plus 4 divided by negative 0.2 true? So I need to find a value of k. That's what I'm looking for. So I need to figure out what this k right here is. So in other words, I need to solve for k. You'll see a lot of problems like this on your MCA tests. It's just another way of phrasing solve for k. So I'm going to solve for k. I'm going to rewrite it down here. K plus 4 divided by 0.2 equals 5. Well, let's see if I can do any simplifying. Well, it looks like I can simplify this 4 divided by negative 0.2. Or sorry, 4 divided by 0.2, that's not a negative. And I'm going to do the division before the addition, right? Because division comes first in order of operations. So 4 divided by 0.2, that is 20. And again, this is something you could do long division by hand, or you could do a calculator. I just typed it in my calculator beforehand just to make things go a little bit quicker. So k plus 20 equals 5. Well, what's in the way of k being by itself? Make your T-chart. It's that plus 20 right here. Oh, highlight. There we go. Plus 20 right there. So to get rid of that plus 20, I'm going to subtract 20 on each side. Left with k on my left and 15 on my right. Or, whoops, negative 15 on my right. So that would be this answer right here. And again, you could check this by plugging in negative 15 for k. Negative 15 plus 4 divided by 0.2. Is that 5? Well, order of operation tells me I do the division problem first. So that would be negative 15 plus 4 divided by 0.2, which is 20. Negative 15 plus 20 is negative 5. Or, whoops, positive 5. And that's the answer I wanted. Thank you for watching this video.